For your flat dumbbell chest press, you're going to work your chest, your front delts, and your triceps. They are our main workers. Ready to pump them up. For the setup, you're going to start with your bum right at the front of the bench. You're going to lie down. Alright, if you have trouble getting your nice heavy weights up, you can flick one at a time with those knees. From here, we start from the base up. You slide your feet back, okay, so your heels are pretty much off the floor, and then you push them down nice and hard, okay, and that's going to tilt that pelvis forwards. From there, walk your shoulder blades in and arch your back into place, okay. That arch is going to let your shoulder blades come together, which gives us a nice round chest and doesn't mean that we protract, go flat, and get into the shoulders too much. So this setup here with Lana, you can see that arch is there. She's got a nice rounded chest, so we can see a nice big arch, and her shoulder blades are in together and flat on the bench. Once you've got your setup, okay, we're locked in with those shoulder blades, we're nice and flat, good arch, and everything's in place. You're going to slowly descend, okay, bring those weights down in line with the bottom of your chest. Elbows are about 45 degrees, and then we press back to your starting point. You notice how the weights move forwards down to the bottom of the chest and then back above the shoulder blade. This is really good because it means our elbows are coming into this position, okay, and the weights are stacked above our elbows the whole time. So on a nice straight forearm, stretch that chest at the bottom as low as you can without your shoulders popping up, and then straight up. As Lana comes up, notice how she's maintained her arch. She hasn't protracted forwards, okay? If she protracts forwards now, so goes flat, all right, her shoulders come up, and as she comes down to her next rep, okay, her shoulders stay popped up and she gets all rounded here. That's what we've done. Barbell 1¼ rep hip thrust. The target muscles are the glutes. With your setup, start with a box, bench, or something that will allow you to have a shelf at about shoulder height or just below your shoulder blades, okay? So sit down on the floor, set up with your shoulder blades above the edge of the box, bench, or whatever it is. With this one, if you have a bench that is too high, you can use the end of it and put a decline or the seat lower, and that should set up at about the same height. So see how Lana's set just away from the box here, straight legs, shoulder blades above the edge. She brings one foot in to about her knee height, okay? With this, you will find a point that's really good, a marker in relation to your knee, and you'll come to that point every single time. Bring the other foot into join, hands across the chest if you are just practicing, chin down, chest down, abs on, and we're gonna lift our hips up into a nice big bridge position. See how Lana is still tucked, abs are firing because our abs and butt cheeks work really, really well together. From this top position, she's gonna lower slowly until her knees wanna move, and then come back up with a big squeeze, and then go all the way back to her starting point. So scoop up, squeeze tight, come down a quarter, up, and all the way back down. The whole time she's staying forward, she doesn't arch her back and round, okay? With that position, she comes down to the bottom and hinges with it. She doesn't stay back here and let her body go because she's gonna get more arch and potentially some back pain there. So move with the bar, scoop up, squeeze tight, and stay forwards. When you bring the bar in, the pad will be facing up, okay? Make sure you don't have that slit because it will fall out and push on the hips, and that will hurt. With the bar itself, it sets up between your pubic bone and your hip bone in that little groove, and then we bring it in so we can have our arms nice and straight. Lana will set her feet up, lining one up with the knee or our marker, and then repeat with the other side. Chin down, chest and abs on, shoulders are set, push the bar away, up, staying forwards, chin down, chest down, abs on. 1¼ only go as low as you can with those knees moving back just a smidge, ideally not at all. Big squeeze on every rep and touch the bottom after the quarter rep. This exercise is the dumbbell single arm half kneeling shoulder press. A lot of words there, but it's pretty straightforward. It's going to be down on one knee, okay, and this knee that you're on is going to be your working side, okay. You're going to have a nice solid base, so Lana's planted her front foot, butt cheeks and abs are on, so she's braced and she is solid, or as solid as she can possibly be. From there, the dumbbell is going to come up. Alright, we're going to start in a neutral position, so that means her palm is facing in, and then as she presses up to the roof, she's going to rotate and finish with her palm facing forwards. Alright, arm is locked out, we've got a straight line from our hand all the way down to this knee, so we're strong. Alright, she's going up and down, rotating through the movement. As she drives up, she's going to breathe out and make sure that base is still nice and tight. Dumbbell prone reverse fly. Our target muscle is going to be, or target muscle is going to be our upper back. So when Lana comes out nice and wide in this T shape, her whole upper back is going to get jerked. All right. So make sure you grab a bench,
at a slight incline, all right, so about halfway, 45 degrees-ish, all right, and then you're gonna straddle the bench, get your chest up and over the top so that that bench sits up in that little groove under your chest, okay, so it rounds like that. If you've got a straight one, it's just under your chest. From there, we just make sure we're nice and neutral, looking down at the square that's just here, okay, or head in line, something down in front. And we just take our hands straight out to the side and get the upper back nice and tight. From there, we control back down. Don't come together, okay, because else we're gonna get a bit of momentum as we pull out on the next one. So just come to straight down, squeeze out, and control the descent. Don't wanna see your shoulders come up towards the ears. We wanna have them depressed the whole time, okay? And make sure that if we do start to get that, or we can't get the full squeeze, that is your max, okay? No more reps in reserve. That is you, finito.
Tricep cable push down looks like this.
If you are in the gym, you might want to use a rope attachment instead of one of these. Some gyms now have a nice long rope with a specific hand attachment which fits nicely so you don't crush your little pinkies. If you can get one of those, perfect. The ropes only come to about there. It just means that you can't come as wide into a nice arrowhead. So if you can get a longer attachment or even 2 ropes, it's going to be a lot better for your tricep recruitment. So before we grab the cables, what we're going to think about is being in a nice arrowhead from Lana's head all the way down to the outside of her elbow. She's not getting in crunch like this and rounding forwards. She's opened up, the elbows are back, and they are pulling nice and wide. So if she takes this over to the cable now, she's really going to get a good tricep burn. She's leant forwards a tiny bit of the body, standing nice and close. At the top, we want her forearm to be touching her bicep, and that's going to give us a full stretch, well, as much of a stretch as we can get on our triceps. From there, she has a slight lean forwards, almost to the angle of the cable, and she just maintains that arrowhead. So shoulders back, chest out, and we pull nice and wide, squeezing the triceps hard. Don't move the elbows back and forwards, but bending to get the bicep and forearm touching, and then out. As soon as you round or you start to have to lean into it or change anything, all right, that is technical failure. If you can't recorrect the form, that is the end of your set and you have reached that end point, okay? If you can maintain strict and grind a few more out, amazing. And we should be able to do that by the end of the program.